Hi everyone, and welcome for this new class. Today we're going to start our series on how to adapt our practice depending on which phase of our cycle we are in. So to begin, the first phase is when we are bleeding. So during this phase you may feel that you are more tired, maybe more sensitive, maybe more grumpy, and just know that everything is fully normal and just try to welcome it as much as possible. So for today's practice, we're really going to remain gentle towards our body. We're going to take our time, do really soft practice just to open up the hips to help if you have any cramps during your period, and just allowing ourselves to take some rest. I know that in the society that we live in, it can be quite tricky to allow ourselves during this period to actually do less. But if we actually take the time, it makes it so much easier afterwards for us and for our body. So for today's practice, I invite you to fully listen to your body, to take as many props as possible. So take all the cushions that you have. If you want to light up some candles, some incense, like anything that makes you feel safe and like cozy in your room. Once you've taken your props, if you want to use a cushion for the meditation, I invite you to place it below your sit bones. If you want, you are always welcome to do the meditation laying down, just fully taking a rest, especially during this period. If you want to try out, again, everything is an invitation during the class. If you want to do the mudra that is associated to this class, it's Pran Mudra. So it's here to help us to raise here our vital energy and to strengthen our immune system. So it will help us to go through this period. So for this, you bring your thumb touching your ring finger and your pinky finger. The peace fingers are just straight here and touching one another. You can leave your hands here gently on your thighs, finding your comfortable position. And whenever you feel ready, closing your eyes. Making sure first that your shoulders stay relaxed. Relaxing your face. So making sure the eyebrows, the jaw, the tongue, everything is relaxed. And just taking a moment here to allow ourselves to be still. And just to observe how we feel, how does our body feels, how does our mind feels. And trying to just observe it from a place of love, without judging it. We can place our focus here on our senses, so maybe listening to the sound around us. Maybe we can smell here our candles, our incense, or just the smell of the room. Observing how it feels, the feeling of our hands on our thighs, and our legs touching the mat. And imagining that we close our eyes for a second time and looking at the light going through our eyelids. And if you feel our mind starts to wander, we can gently bring it back to one of our senses or just to our breathing. When we begin our cycle, it is the perfect time for us to think about what we want to let go during this bleeding, so we can make room for something new to arrive. So I invite you to just think about, it can be even just one thing, that you want to let go for this new cycle. And I invite you, as always, if you want to repeat out loud within yourself, or to just listen to the affirmation of today and see how it resonates within you. It is safe for me to take a break. Being is just as valuable as doing, and sometimes even more so. By allowing myself to rest and to pause, I show myself love and respect. I invite you to take a deep inhale through your nose, sending the air to the belly. And exhaling, letting go. Again, deep inhale through the nose, sending the air to the belly. And exhaling, letting go. One last time, big inhale through the nose. And exhaling, letting go. If you are doing the mudra, I invite you to slowly bring some movement into your fingers. And whenever you feel ready, you can open your eyes. If you are sitting on a cushion, I invite you to remove it so we can take some time here to warm up and to remove here any props that you may have on your mat, making some room here. We're going to start by warming up our neck here really gently. I invite you to keep your eyes closed, to stay inwards, and just observing here how it feels. You can imagine that you have a pen at the end of your chin and that you want to draw here some circles with this pen. So maybe at the beginning the circles are small, and maybe we can let them growing bigger and bigger. We can change direction. And again, really remaining gentle here. It takes a lot of strength here for our body during this phase. So it is okay to do less. You can slowly come back to the center. And doing here some circles with your shoulders, really taking the time here, trying to bring your shoulders all the way up as if you wanted to touch your ears, and then all the way back. Fully here, opening the chest, relaxing our shoulders. Changing the direction here of our circles. And again, just observing how it feels for us to be maybe softer into our practice. It can actually be more challenging because then our mind has more time to think about stuff. Then this is part of the practice, slowly coming back to our body, to our senses. Okay. So we can make our way here into a child's pose. So for this one, I invite you to bring your knees as wide as your mat. Your sit bones, are sitting on your heels, fully grounded here into the mat. You're welcome if you want to take a cushion. If you have a long cushion like this, it's actually even the best. And to just come here into your child's pose. If you don't have the cushion, it will be exactly the same. Just placing here our hands as far as possible on the mat. Bringing our forehead here into the mat. If we want to engage here into our child's pose, we can actually push here with the tip of our fingers to fully ground here our sit bones into our heels. Bringing some stretch here as well into the shoulders, trying to fully relax. And sending here every inhale fully towards the belly. It will give a super nice massage here to all the organs within, and will help us if we have some cramps. If you are on a cushion, I invite you to remove it on the side, because we're going to move here to stretch the side of our body. So we're going to inhale here into the center, and on the exhale, we're going to place your right hand towards the right. And we're going to try with our left hand here to grab the top of this right hand. Creating some space here into the left side of the body. Trying to stay grounded here onto our heels. And again, just taking the time to just breathe into this position. On our next inhale, we can slowly here come back to the center, and we're going to switch sides. So on the exhale, we bring this time the left hand here on the side and trying to grab here the top of our left hand with this right hand. Trying to keep here our sit bones grounded here into our mat. Allowing ourselves here to be still. We take one last deep inhale here. And exhaling, maybe we can surrender even more into the pose. On our next inhale, we can come back here to the center. Taking 2 more breaths here into the center to let our spine here realign. Again, sending the air on the inhale towards the belly to give ourselves here a nice massage. Maybe you can start feeling as well your hips opening into this position. And slowly here, making our way up, taking our time. And we're going to come here towards a tabletop position. So making sure we realign here our knees with our hips. Our hands are aligned as well with the shoulders. Fingers are spread here onto the mat, and we engage the hands by pushing here the palms and the fingers towards the mat. To start to engage here our shoulders, our arm, and our core as well. We're going to move here into a cat cow, so I invite you to take as much time as you need as well here to fully listen to your breathing, to see how you want to move today. So on our next inhale here, we're going to imagine we want to bring our belly here touching the mat, and we start to look up. On the exhale, we start to round the back. We push the mat away here with our hands. We bring the chin toward our chest. Again, inhaling, we look up. We try to bring the belly here towards the mat. On the exhale, we push here the mat away. We bring our chin towards our chest. We round our back. Again, inhaling, looking up, belly towards the mat. Feel free here to go at your own pace. If you feel you want to go slower or faster, really listen here to your body and to how you want to move. I invite you here to have your eyes closed to fully observe how it feels within. We do this one last time. You can slowly finish the round that you are in, and on your next inhale, coming back here towards a neutral position. Making sure again of our alignment, and on our next inhale, we're going to open up here our right hand towards the sky. We look up. On the exhale, we're going to bring this right hand here below our left armpit, bringing our right ear towards the mat. Coming here to a thread the needle position. And you can either keep your left hand here below the left shoulder, or if you want to stretch up here even more, you can bring your left hand forward. Creating space here into our back, our shoulders, our chest. And again, allowing us here to fully sink into the pose. Taking some deep breathing here and sending the air towards the belly with every inhale. If your left hand was forward, I invite you to bring it here below your left shoulder. On our next inhale, we push through this left hand and we open up again by bringing the right hand into the ceiling. On the exhale, we can bring this right hand back into the mat and we change sides. So inhaling, left hand opens up, we look up. And on the exhale, we bring this left arm here below the right armpit, and then we bring this left ear into the mat. Our right hand again can be either below the shoulder or we can bring it here forward to create even more space in our right shoulder. Taking the time here to breathe through it. If our mind starts to wander because we are still, then we can gently place it here on our breathing. If your right hand was forward, then we can place it back below the right shoulder. And on our next inhale, we push here through this right hand, we open up the left one. And on the exhale, we place the left hand back onto the mat. Next, we're going to tuck our toes here onto our mat. We push with our hands through the mat here to lift up our knees. And then we slowly bring our weight backwards, keeping the knees bent first to come here towards a down dog, so fully lengthening the spine here, creating space. And then maybe we're going to start here to straighten the legs. And maybe we want to move here our dog, so by bending one knee after another. Maybe we feel we want to twist here from side to side. Maybe we feel we want to stay still. Whatever comes here, I invite you to fully listen to it. Remembering to breathe here into our down dog, to engage our fingers, our hands into the mat to fully lengthen the spine. And we can slowly come back here to stillness, coming back to a neutral position. On our next inhale, our right leg is going to come all the way up, trying to keep here our hips squared, facing towards the mat. And on the exhale, we slowly bring our right foot in between the hands. We can place here this left knee on the mat. If you have sensitive knees, you are welcome to place here a cushion maybe below the knee. And if you have some block, then it can be easier here for the next flow. But even without, it's fully possible. So if you have a blocks, I invite you to place them on each side of this right foot. And we're going to move with our breath. So on the inhale here, we look up, we open the chest. And on the exhale, we place our block or hands, if you don't have any blocks, to come here towards a runner stretch. And we're going to move here with the breath. So on the inhale, bringing our weight again forward, coming to a half split, looking up, opening the chest. And on the exhale, coming to our runner stretch here, trying to bring our hips here backwards, creating space behind our right leg. Again, inhaling, coming forward. Exhaling, bringing our hips here backwards. If you have your blocks, you can do exactly the same by moving your blocks. On the inhale, we'll move them forward. And on the exhale, we move them backwards. One last time, inhaling, coming forward, trying to bring here our growing as deep as possible to open up the hips. And on the exhale, coming one last time here backwards, trying to keep our spine long and shining. Inhaling, we come back here towards the center. We can leave our blocks here on the side if we have them. And then we can plant our hands onto the mat, tucking this left foot, lifting up the left knee, and then coming into our down dog. If you feel that you still have some energy here, you are welcome to do vinyasa. I would though recommend to just here stay still and to try to be really gentle here during this practice. Taking a few breathing here into our down dog. And we're gonna switch sides. So on our next inhale, our left leg come all the way up, trying to remain with your hips squared. And on the exhale, we bring this left foot here in between the hands. The right knee come on the mat. Again, feel free to use a cushion if you know that you need one. If you have your blocks, you are welcome to use them. If you don't have any, then again, it's fully the same with the hands. So on the inhale here, we try to bring our growing as close as possible to the mat. To fully open up, we look up. On the exhale, we bring our hips here backwards, creating some space towards the back of this left leg. Again, inhaling, coming forward. Exhaling, bringing the hips here backwards, creating space, remaining soft and gentle here. Inhaling, coming forward, opening the chest. And exhaling here, coming backwards, trying to keep your hips squared as much as possible so to not open up from one side or another. One last time, inhaling forward. And exhaling, bringing the blocks here backwards, creating space on this left leg. On our next inhale, we come back here towards the top of our mat, releasing our block if we were using them, planting our hands here onto the mat, tucking those right toes into the mat, lifting the right knee, and coming here into our down dog. Taking a few breaths here into our down dog. Maybe we feel we want to move here. You're welcome to keep bending one knee after another, or maybe twisting. You're welcome as well if you feel tired to come into a child's pose. One more deep inhale here. One more deep exhale. On our next inhale here, our right leg come all the way up again. And on the exhale, we bring this right knee here towards the right hand and the right foot towards the left hand to come towards our pigeon pose. For pigeon, you're welcome to use here a cushion, a block, if you feel that this right sit bone is way too high into the sky. So bringing a block or a cushion may help here to relieve some tension that you may have here. You can play around as well with how close your foot is from your groin. The closer it is, and the easier it's going to feel for the hip. The further it is, and the more we're going to open up this right hip. If you want, again, if you feel you need here some love and kindness, you are welcome to use a cushion in front of you, or even to do it without. So first, we plant our hands here into the mat, making sure we feel stable here into our position. And then maybe we can come on our elbows, observing how it feels. And if we feel we can go even further, then maybe coming fully towards laying on the mat. Taking a few breathing here, sending the air here to the belly. The fact that the right shin is against our belly is going to give a super nice massage to every organs within. So it can be really nice here when we are bleeding to just here sending some love, kindness. One more deep inhale here. One more exhale. We can slowly here bring our hands back close to our right leg. Tucking our left toes here into our mat. And maybe if we push here through our hands, our right leg can come up. And then slowly coming back into our down dog. Taking a moment here into our down dog to observe, maybe we can feel a difference between both sides. Maybe we don't feel any, and that's fine as well. Really just observing how it feels for the body to create some space to open up. And we're gonna do the same on the other side. So on our next inhale, our left leg this time come all the way up. And on the exhale, we bring our left knee towards this left hand, and then the left foot towards the right hand. Making our way here into our pigeon pose. So again, if you know that if you feel that it's too high here, then you are welcome to place a block or even a cushion below to find some support. And you are welcome as well to bring your left foot even closer to your groin if you feel it's too much, or if you feel it's too easy, then to bring it further. Finding the position where you feel you are working on it without hurting your body. And then maybe we can feel that we can come here on our elbows, taking a moment to let the body adjust, and then maybe we feel we can go even deeper by fully laying here towards the mat. Taking a few deep breathing here. Again, placing our attention on our breathing, on the inhale, sending it to the belly. And really remaining gentle with ourselves here. As I said, it can be actually even harder to stay still, to do nothing. Taking a deep inhale here. Deep exhale. Next, we can slowly bring our hands here closer to our left leg. Planting our hands here on the mat, tucking our right toes into the mat, lifting up this right knee, and then we push here with our hands to lift up the left knee, and then making our way back into our down dog. Taking 2 breaths here in our down dog. And on our next inhale here, we're gonna roll the spine to come here towards a plank. I invite you to bring the knees here on the mat to come towards the easier version of Chaturanga. So we take a deep inhale here. And on the exhale, we bend the elbow. We try to keep them here close to the chest, coming all the way down slowly with control towards laying here on the mat. You can form a cushion here with your hands on the mat. Remove anything that you may have close to your mat to create some space. And then bring here your forehead onto our hands. Taking a deep inhale, sending the hair here to the belly. And exhaling, letting go. We do this 2 more times. Inhaling air towards the belly. Exhaling, letting go. One last time. Inhaling, sending the air to the belly. And exhaling, letting go. We can slowly bring the hands here below the shoulders and try to make them even a bit closer towards your chest, so not fully aligned here with your shoulders. If you can, then you can bring here both feet together, legs are straight and engaged, and we're gonna come to Cobra. So if you know that it feels too much for your lower back, then if you keep your legs here further apart, then it will release here any tension on the lower back. So you are welcome to find your option. We take a deep inhale here in the center. And on the exhale here, we're gonna push slightly with our hands, but trying to create here the movement coming from our back, from our strength. Coming all the way up, trying to not break the neck here, but just to look here forward. Breathing here into this position, so again your feet can be either together or feet hips distance apart. One more deep inhale here, sending the air to the belly. And on the exhale, we can slowly let go. Bringing our hands here back, forming this cushion for our forehead. Fully relaxing the legs here into our mat. Maybe you want to shake here your hips from side to side to fully release here any tension on the lower back. Coming back here to stillness. And again here, making sure you don't have anything in the way of on the side of your mat. And we're gonna start here with our right side. So we first bring our right hand on the side, trying to have it aligned with your right shoulder. Left hand is below this left shoulder. And then we're gonna push here through our left hand to roll towards the side. So we're gonna feel here the stretching on this right shoulder. It can be quite intense, so you can play here with how far you go on the rolling. Making sure here your head stay grounded on the mat to not create any tension in the neck. And if you want to help you to stay stable, you can bend here this left leg and bring it behind your right leg to find here the stability. Your left hand can be either in front of your chest, or if you want to go even deeper, you can bring it here and wrap it around your back. Maybe you feel you want to close your eyes here. And again, taking some deep breathing here into this pose. Finding the point where we feel that we are opening up here our body, that we are creating space without going too far. So it can be a tricky point here to find. One more inhale here. One more exhale. If your left hand was around your back, I invite you to place it back on the mat. Taking your time here to roll back towards a neutral position, slowly letting go. You can bring your hands here, either forming a cushion on your mat again, or if you want, you can bring your arms here on the side of your body and turning your head towards one side. Observing here, do you feel any difference between both shoulders? Maybe you can feel the blood rushing back into this right arm. And slowly bringing our hands here, again below our shoulders, bringing this left hand here on the side of our mat. Right hand is below our right shoulder, and then we can push around with this right hand to turn here towards our right side. Again, you are welcome to bend here this right leg, bringing it behind the left one to help you to find some stability. And this right hand can be either in front of your chest, or if you want, you can wrap it here around your back. You may find that one side is easier than the other one. It's normal. Our body is never fully balanced. And taking again some deep breathing here. Maybe thinking again about our intention of what we want to let go of. And we can picture with every exhale that this emotion or this thing is coming out of our body. If your right hand was wrapped around your back, you can gently place it back here on the mat, and then taking your time here to roll back towards the mat. Letting go here of our left shoulder, and again either placing our hands as a cushion on the mat, or if you did it the round before, then placing your arms on the side of your body and turning the head towards the other side. Again, just observing here how it feels. Trying to not label it. And we can slowly bring our hands here back below our shoulders, up, pushing here through our hands to come towards a child's pose first. Taking a moment here into our child's pose. Up. And then slowly bringing our hands here closer towards our thighs. We can roll here towards one side to come towards a seated position. Next, you are welcome to use a cushion if you know that your lower back has a tendency to roll. Then you are welcome to place it, as we did during the meditation, towards here, your lower back towards the sit bones. And then we're going to come here towards a wide-legged forward fold. So going as far as you can, just seeing, okay, I can feel here the stretch. I can feel that I'm opening up, flexing here both feet towards ourselves to engage the legs so they don't fall down on the side, so we can protect here the knees. On the inhale here, we lengthen the spine. We create space here. Imagine someone is pulling a string here from your head. And on the exhale, we're going to try to go as far as possible forward with trying to keep here the space on our spine. So maybe today we stay here. Maybe we can go even further, like just fully listening to our body and being okay with whatever it is today. And just observing with every practice, maybe it becomes easier, maybe we can see that we can go deeper, and just finding this joy here on seeing how our body evolves. You're welcome as well into this position, up, to take your cushion if it feels here maybe softer and kinder. So bringing either a big cushion in front of you and just like fully surrendering into it. Again, it's just an invitation, it is an option. You can do the option without. Fully here observing and seeing how it feels for you. Remembering here to keep our feet flexed. And maybe we can observe that we can go even deeper with time. So maybe allowing ourselves here to go even deeper into the pose. Trying to really keep here our spine lengthened. Maybe closing our eyes here. Try to have your neck aligned here with our spine. We can have the tendency to look forward. So here we create then tension with time into our neck. So try to look down and to fully feel that you're from the top of your head until the very bottom of your lower back. It forms this beautiful line here. We take one more inhale here. One more exhale. Maybe we can try to go even further. And then on our next inhale, slowly coming back up. If you had a cushion, I invite you to remove it here on the side, bringing your hands here below your knees, and through the help of your hands here, bringing your legs together on your mat. You can move here your knees from side to side, bringing your hands behind your back and just bringing some movement here into the hips. Letting the hips here realign. And coming back here to the center. For the next position, again, if you have a cushion, I will show you how to use it, and then I will show the option without a cushion. So if you have it, it can be either like a cushion like this, I would take then several ones, or if you have that type here, it is the perfect one to come here into this pose. So for the legs, we bring the sole of our feet together. If you feel it is too much for the knees, you are welcome as well to use here some support below the knees to help here the hips as well, because it can be pretty intense. We place the cushion here on our lower back, and then we slowly come towards laying down here on the cushion. Then we can just let go of our hands, first opening the chest and making sure that we feel comfy here into this position. If you do not have a cushion, then it's exactly the same. We bring here the sole of our feet together. You're welcome to place something below your knees if you feel that it's too much. And then we can slowly make our way towards laying here on the mat. You can play around over here with how close your feet are from your groin or how far they are. The further away, again, the easiest it's gonna be for our hips. The closer, then the deeper we're gonna go into the pose. Once you find your comfortable position with or without the cushion, I invite you to place here your left hand here on your belly and the right hand on your heart. I invite you to first exhale. And on the inhale, we're going to send the air here towards the belly, feeling here this left hand lifting up. Continuing our inhale, letting the air here come all the way up towards our chest. And on the exhale, we're going to come here the other way around. So exhaling first from the chest. And then from the belly, letting it drop. Again, on the inhale, we send the air here first to the belly. And slowly coming all the way up to our chest and trying to imagine we want to feel this air onto our shoulders. And on the exhale, then coming from the chest. Exhaling through the belly. Again, inhaling, sending the air to the belly. Sending it here all the way up toward the chest. Trying to go as high as possible. And on the exhale here, releasing through the chest, through the belly. I invite you to keep going like this for a few rounds, trying to fully connect here with your breathing, taking some deep and long inhale and some deep and long exhale. You can do 2 more rounds like this, fully observing how it feels for you to calm down here the breathing. And finishing the round that you are in. And whenever you're done, then you can gently let go of your hands here, placing them on the side. Taking a moment here to observe how it feels, to reconnect to your breathing. And then I invite you here to roll towards one side, so you can bring here both knees together. If you have the cushion here below your back, then you can remove it here from the mat, and then we can gently bring our spine here back onto the mat, keeping our knees bent, and then bringing our knees close to our chest. Hugging our knees here into our chest, and maybe we want to rock here from side to side to give our lower spine a nice massage. I would invite you here to keep your eyes closed, starting to come inwards, and slowly coming here back to the center, back to stillness. Inhaling, we bring here our knees even closer to our chest, and on the exhale, we bring our knees here towards the left. We can open up here our arms on the side of our body,
Trying to make sure here both shoulders stay grounded on the mat. And we can either here have our head looking up, or if we want to go into a full twist, then we can gaze here towards the right. Remaining gentle here into our twist. We try to avoid here to do too deep twisting when we are on your periods, because it actually makes us bleed even more. So maybe the first times we don't feel anything, but then with time we can actually change here the timing of our cycle, make it even longer. So it's important here that we do a gentle twist. On our next inhale, we can slowly come back here to the center. And exhaling, coming towards the other side, so bringing our knees towards the right. Making sure here both shoulders stay grounded on the mat, and either gazing up or maybe gazing here towards a left hand. Remembering here to breathe. One last deep inhale here. One last exhale. On our next inhale, gently coming back here to the center. We can hug our knees here one last time. You're welcome to rock from side to side. If your eyes aren't closed yet, I really invite you to close them here. And whenever you feel ready, you can come back here to the center, coming back to stillness. Letting go here of your arms towards the mat, and letting go of your legs towards the mat to make our way here into Shavasana. Letting our body fully relax here. Bringing even more rest and calmness into our body, into our minds. And I invite you to stay in Shavasana for a few minutes. Letting my voice here guide you for the end of the practice. We're going to start here by relaxing our feet into our mat. Relaxing our ankles. Letting our calf drop into the mat. Relaxing any tensions in the knees, in the thighs. Letting our hips be heavy into our mat. Relaxing our belly, our chest. Letting go of any tension in our back, starting from the lower back and coming all the way up. Picturing here every muscle fully relaxing until we reach our shoulders. Letting our shoulders sink into our mat. Letting our arms be heavy here on our mat. Relaxing every single part of it until the very end of our fingertips. Letting our head be heavy onto the mat. Relaxing any tensions in our eyebrows, our jaw. And finally, letting our tongue drop into our mouth. Allowing ourselves here to surrender to gravity. We are safe, we are being held. We can fully let go. I invite you to stay for a few more minutes into this state of relaxation. And again, just listening towards the affirmation of today. It is safe for me to take a break. Being is just as valuable as doing, and sometimes even more so. By allowing myself to rest and pause, I show myself love and respect. So I wish you a beautiful rest. Take this time here to stay inwards, to take care of yourself, allowing yourself to give some love and kindness to this body and to yourself. I wish you an amazing rest of your day, and I see you soon again. Namaste.